Welcome to the waiting room wisdom, your sanctuary to pause, reflect, and grow. Hello, family. How are you guys doing? I am blessed and I'm always excited to have you here. Guys, I was checking on our analytics. Our stats shows that 80% of people who are watching our content have not yet subscribed. It's only 20% who have subscribed. Please, if you're watching this video and you have not yet subscribed, please click the subscription button below and join our growing family. Today in our studio, back by popular demand, like ever since we uploaded his video, like it has always been on everyone's lips. So we had to really ask him to come back so that we can ask him some of the questions that you guys left on the comment section. And we are joined by Muruti Tima. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Pastor Tima. Welcome back, man of God. How are you today?
I know I'm doing well, and how are you?
I am great. I am okay. How has it been since after we uploaded that video?
Well, it has been very inspiring,
Okay.
and what I'm really excited about is how people are responding to the experience that I have shared. And that also, I feel so much relieved after sharing my experience. Yeah, it has been very good.
Yo, ya tla ya re boledisha video ya gago. Like, like you, I must say it has been one of a video where most people have like been so engaged ka yona. Because that pastor accused of rape, the wrongful arrest for 6 years, 7 months, like there have been a lot of debate about it. And so many people who have been through what you went through are coming out like, I'm also been in the similar situation whereby I was accused of doing something that I haven't done. I didn't know that there are people out there that are so many and have gone through something so similar. So today, we're just going to give people what they want. You'll be sharing, we are continuing on where we have started, but today we'll be looking in details, the build-up of your case, how everything unfolded at court, leading to you being you being at Sun City, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, so today is just going to be about that. I'm not going to interrupt you unless if maybe there's something I need you to explain it further for our viewers at home.
Okay.
But otherwise, I'm just going to allow you to say it the way you want to say it. And then towards the end of it, I'll just be asking some of the questions that our viewers said I should ask you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much again. And thank you very much to the viewers as well. And today, I think it is very important for me to delve into the details of how my case was actually built.
Okay.
And how it was handled in court, because I believe we didn't really go into details when it comes to the court proceedings.
Okay.
And how I even won the case. So I just said that in passing, but I believe people should understand the details of how this case was constructed. And that also, I believe it will give more a better understanding. And as we have mentioned last time when I was here, that the case actually took almost 11 months to be opened from January, when the incident of me shouting at the child. And then that's where our business relationship with the mother ended. And then I continued as normal without anything. I wasn't expecting or there is anything that is being, prepared against me. So up until November, when my case was opened, and then I'm getting arrested. Then the following year, August. So when you check the timeline, it really tells you that something is fishy here. Because we had a little bit of misunderstanding, January 2017, and it took almost a year to open the case. And then it took almost another year for me to be arrested. So the timeline itself, when you check on the timeline, you see that something is not adding up between these timelines from January to November, then from November to the other year, 2018. So what happened then? When my case was built up after January, because I'm arrested and now I don't know the details of my arrest. I'm just told that you are being arrested for this. And then that's shocking for me. But I don't know the details of why am I really arrested? What happened? Who? When? What's going on? So I don't have that clear information until actually everything was revealed in court.
Okay. So when they took you that day at the school, you didn't know anything.
It was a shock when I am told that you are arrested for this crime. And it was a shock because I'm trying to ask them to clarify a few things about my arrest. So they told me that you will find out at court. So that's what transpired during that moment when I was getting arrested. So now in court, I'm there, and it took me long to find out the actual details of the case because I went there, I apply for a bail, and then my bail get denied, and I go back to Sun City, and I think it took me about 2 to 3 months for me to actually find out because I didn't have the copy of the docket with me.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't have the copy of the docket with me because I actually used five attorneys. Yeah, the first one was a private attorney. I actually thought he would represent me even through my case trial, but he failed to get bail for me due to circumstances of the case. So unfortunately, my case didn't, my bail was not approved. And then I lost confidence in him. I thought, no, if he can fail to get me just a simple thing, how much more if we are going to deal with the contents of the case. But by that time, I didn't have information until I requested my second attorney to give me the copy of the docket so that I can go through the statements and see what is actually inside the docket.
And where were you at this time when you asked for the docket?
I was detained in Sun City after the denial of my bail.
Okay.
Yeah, my bail got denied, and then so I had to be detained in custody. So now it took me long for me to get to see the copy of the dockets so that I can be able to see what is actually inside there. So that's when I requested the copy from this second attorney, the state attorney. And then I got hold of the copy of the docket, and then I went through that. I studied the docket. That's when I saw what is actually going on. Then I was able to read the statements, and then even go through the J88. The J88 is that form that when you go to police station to open a case, whether it's a case of assault or rape, or you go there, that form is what the doctors fill in the findings in that form. They call it the J88.
Okay.
So they fill the findings after they've examined the person who opened the case. They examine and they put whatever the medical findings, and then that becomes part of the docket that will go to court as part of the evidence.
Okay.
So I studied the J88, so I had time to go through the statements. I read the statements, what they are saying inside the statements, and I went through the J88. I had no idea, but I gave my time. I had to speak to people. I phoned other people wanting to ask, and then I studied the J88 until I understood what is inside the J88. That's when I now I understood how the case has been built up, looking at the J88 and also the statements of the alleged victims. So that's when I
What was inside the JD88?
J88.
I'm curious to know.
So the J88, it's a medical findings that the doctor examined the victim or the person, and then if there were injuries or anything that the doctor find, she's going or he is going to write it down there, and that these are my findings, and then he write the doctor's notes and remarks concerning that J88. That is just all about the medical findings of the doctor.
What were the findings on your case?
In my case, this was a tricky one. After I read the statements, which didn't really make sense, because the statements were just a lot of discrepancies in the statement and contradictions in the statements. And then I didn't really worry too much about it, because you must understand that when you make a claim or you make allegations, you need an evidence to back up that claim. In court, you need to support the allegations or accusations with valid evidence. So if you do not support that, then it is based on hearsay. So you will need an evidence. So what these people did when they opened the case, before I speak about the J88, let me just go back a little bit. I'll come to the J88 part. When they opened the case, there is a mysterious woman called by the name of Bongi. And this Bongi, I don't even know who Bongi is. But Bongi happens to be the friend of this mother of these children. So after we have separated, the business, our business relationship ended. Me and this mother of the children. She took the kids out of my transport. And then the friend by the name of Bongi asked her, why did you take your children out of the transport? And then she said, no, my children are complaining that the driver, meaning me, is shouting at them. He doesn't like them. He is rude to them, so they don't want to go or use his transport anymore. Okay, and then she said, okay, describe the person And then she gave her a description. So that description now matches me, the description she gave. And then now she said, oh, okay, that guy followed my child at school in the toilet and touched her inappropriately. Which person? Yeah, the one that you are describing. When did it happen? During the school hours, after school. After school, okay. Now, I'm reading this in the statements. I just found out in the statements what is actually happening in the statements. This is Bongi. She's still anonymous even today. The same Bongi. Okay, so now imagine after school. Kamara spit sesekana. A full grown-up man like me following a child in the midst of all the crowd, going inside the girl's bathroom and going to touch her inappropriately in there. The girl that I don't even know. The mother that I don't even know. So this is Bongi in the picture. So now, after saying that, what surprises me is that Bongi doesn't go to open a case against me, as she is claiming that the person who matches the description, which happened to be me because her friend described me. And then she decided, okay, this person is the one who followed my child in the toilet. And then based on that, that's when the whole plan of opening a case against me begin to be on motion.
So if I'm understanding you correctly, Bongi is the one who advised the mother of these children.
Absolutely.
Those who allegedly
Yes.
said you have violated them.
Yes.
So Bongi advised her to go open the case against you.
Yes.
Because the way they're describing you matches the same as the person who violated Bongi's child.
Bongi's child.
So when they opened the case, did they open it for the incident that happened when you mysterically following this child to the bathroom, or was it that one that they say you took them to the field?
Strangely enough, the case is not even about Bongi and the child of Bongi, whom I allegedly followed into the toilet and touched her. Now the case is about these two.
Okay.
You understand? So now the case is opened, and Bongi was actually supposed to be part of the whole thing because she initiated this thing.
Where is Bongi?
I wish I knew, because she never showed up even in court. When the court were calling their witnesses, our defense asked that, according to your statements, this thing started when Bongi said that Mr. Tima followed her child. But Bongi, on top of that, does not show up in court, and she is a key witness because she claimed that Mr. Tima, my client, followed the child her child in the toilet and touched her inappropriately. And as a result, they planned together with her friend, the mother of the alleged victim. They planned together. Now, when the case is opened, it's not Bongi who started this, but now it's Kidiboni, the mother.
Oh, okay.
You understand? So it's Kidiboni, the mother, who was in whose children were in my transport. You understand? But our separation was not based on these allegations. It was based on the fact that I shouted at her child. That is when January, I and Kidiboni were no longer into a business relationship.
And prior to that, before all these things happened, how was your relationship with Gideon?
It was purely business relationship, and then she was a good paying customer. There was nothing wrong between us. There was nothing. I mean, our business relationship was going okay.
No altercations.
Yeah, no altercations, nothing.
No exchange of words.
No exchange of words, except that incident when I was shouting at a child.
That was the only one.
Yeah, that was the only one.
Okay.
Yeah, our business relationship was okay. There was nothing wrong. There was, I mean, that's why even today, I still can't understand why. Like I said last time, that I wish she was here and ask her the real motive of why she set me up for this.
Bongi, if you're watching this video and you'd love to come and say your part of your story, be sure to write to us so that maybe we can get to hear your side of the story, because Pastor Dima is looking for answers that you can only provide.
I hope so. I hope so. So going further, now the case is opened. Okay, it's fine. When this case was opened, I'm going to be more explicit.
Yes.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that I give a detailed account of what actually transpired.
That's what we want.
After this, okay, she opened a case, and Bongi doesn't want to be part of the case, but she started it. She doesn't want to be the part of case, but yet she claimed my child was touched inappropriately. If you are a parent and your child, your girl child, has been sexually harassed, you as a mother, I'm expecting that you should stand up and do something about it. So now Bongi claiming that her child has been touched inappropriately, but yet she doesn't open a case against me. This is what is in the statement. I'm talking about something that was in the statements. But she doesn't open a case. But yet she influences her friend to open a case. But now the case is not about her child, who was allegedly followed and touched. Now it's about her friend's children. So you get it?
Yes.
Now, that being said, the case is opened now. It's not open as a rape case initially. It is opened as sexual assault.
Okay.
In Sandton. From Sandton, the statements are made there in Sandton. These two children are interviewed in Sandton. And the case is transferred to Douglasdale Police Station. So it is handled by a detective called Nkosi. Now, when it gets to Rambek, they escalated the case to a rape case. It's no longer a sexual assault. Now it's a rape case.
What is the difference between the sexual assault and the rape case?
Sexual assault, for example, it is almost like sexual harassment, for example.
Okay.
Like this touching inappropriately and stuff, they will categorize it under maybe sexual assault or sexual harassment. But rape now involves a forceful penetration without someone's consent.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's the difference.
I get it.
So now, in Sandton, it's a sexual assault case. It's transferred to Douglasdale. And Douglasdale, it has been escalated to a rape case. So now, you need evidence to back up this. Evidence is needed in order to back up this. So now, as a sexual assault, I believe it didn't carry so much weight that they decided that we are going to escalate this to a rape case. But now the evidence, the strong evidence of a rape case, at least above all other evidence, is a medical evidence. That is very important when you are dealing with a rape case. So you need a medical evidence when it comes to the rape case.
Especially because how old are the children?
They are minors. The other one was 6 and the other one was 11. So those are minors. So how do you get evidence after almost a year from the doctor? Well, they had to prepare a doctor who will actually give them that evidence they are looking for. You see, they have to prepare a doctor who will give them that evidence. So they went to that particular doctor, whom I believe that doctor was being paid or has been paid to do that dirty job. They went there, and the doctor, according to what was transpiring in court, the doctor never interviewed the kids and asked them about the whole incident. Number one, there was never an interview conducted by the doctor, but the doctor is interviewing the mother.
Okay.
And from there, whether these children were actually examined or the report was written between the doctor and the mother, we don't know. But according to what transpired in court, it seems like the medical finding was not based on examination of the children, but it was based on what the mother was saying. So the medical finding was based not on the fact that these kids were checked properly, were even checked, but it was the medical findings were based on what the mother is saying. Because why? What the kids said in their statements and what they said in cross-examination in chief, it is completely contradictory and opposite. The J88, where I studied it, now I'm coming to the part of J88. 2 alleged victims on the J88, each one has got her own J88 that describe this, and the other one has J88 that describe whatever the doctor has written in there. What is surprising for me when I was studying those J88, they are similar. It's like a copy and paste. It's similar. According to the doctor, she wrote certain injuries there. She said there was injury here, there was injury here, and a scar here, and a scar there. And then when you look at the J88 and you put them together, you find that they are looking similar in all respects, which is absolutely impossible. That if it was true that those kids were sexually violated, the other one was 6 at that time, and the other one was 11 at that time. So if they were sexually violated, how can they sustain the same injuries at the same time? How can the injuries be the same? That is impossible. A 6-year-old and an 11-year-old, and then they both sustain similar injuries, which was impossible. Now, when they were asked in court, cross-examination in chief, they asked an 11-year-old that, okay, explain about the incident. When you were penetrated, what did you feel? She said, nothing. Did you bleed? Nothing. My lawyer asked a very important question. Do you do sports at school? Yes. What sports? Netball. Okay. After the incident of this alleged rape, were you able to continue with your sports activity? Yes. Without pain? Yes. Did you ever bleed? No. The same questions were asked to a 6-year-old. Same question. When you were penetrated, how did you feel? Nothing. Did you bleed? No. Are you doing sports at school? Yes. Were you able to perform your physical activities without any pain? Yes.
Sure. Amen.
It gets even worse. The doctor also said in the J88, these kids were penetrated both vaginally and anally.
Sure.
So what they were trying to do in court, because they didn't have evidence against me, they had to build the evidence against me. They tried their level best in order to make their case to be so strong, so that they make sure that I don't get out of prison. So now the doctor has testified, and she is called an expert witness in court, meaning that what she is saying is based on the fact that she has a profession, an experience, and she is an expert in what she is doing. So you can imagine if a person like that lies in court, how dangerous it is, because her lie is covered under the blanket of profession and expertise and accolades. So you can imagine a lie that is done so professionally well and covered under that. Now, when it appears like it's a true, because it is coming from the person who is considered to be an expert and has a profession in a particular field of study. So you can imagine how difficult that is going to be. And it's a lie. It's not a true. Not because that person is saying it. It is considered as if it is the truth. Just because they judge what the person is saying, not according to the truth, but they judge what the person is saying according to the credentials. And that is what she said in court. But here is the thing. After I've studied that, I knew that the J88 is a lie, as much as everything that they're talking about is a lie. So I knew, because I went through the J88 and I studied the J88 thoroughly, and I knew this is a lie. And my problem is no longer the statements, because the statements are already lies and they are contradicting. So what is now a problem is the J88. So I had to focus on the J88, that how was this thing done? But as things unfold in court, it begins to be very much clear that that thing was done not because the children were examined, but that thing was done just because it was an interview between the doctor and the mother, not even the kids.
And that was their proof.
Yes, because what the kids were saying in court was actually even contradicting what the doctor is saying. Now, after the testimony of the doctor, I'm in court. It was so painful for me knowing that the whole thing is a lie. And now it appears as if it is the truth because it has been covered by people who are professionals. You understand? I'm surrounded in court by professionals. I'm surrounded by the prosecutors. I'm surrounded by the magistrates. I'm surrounded by social workers. I'm surrounded by doctors in court. And these people, they are plotting together to have me prosecuted and rot in jail. After the testimony of the doctor, when I was going back to Sun City, I was crying tears. Because deep down, I knew that, yes, they are lying. And I cried to God. I cried tears to God. And I said to God, why do you leave me into the hands of these people? What have I done? Why do you leave me into the hands of these people? And you know, above all, that I am innocent. You know that, God, that I am innocent. But with this, how am I going to come out of this?
Yes.
Will my innocence really take me out of this? Because so far, it doesn't look like I'm coming out. With especially the doctor who came and lie under profession, lie under oath. Covered everything with professional expertise. And then as I was praying, I called my doctor. I said, I mean, not my doctor, my attorney. I said, we need to challenge the evidence of the doctor. I can't go to jail for something that I didn't do. I don't care what the doctor is saying. I don't care their academic status, their experience, and whatever the credentials they have put there under oath. A lie is a lie, even if it is done professionally. It cannot prevail over the truth. Even if you are educated, your social status doesn't matter. Where a lie is a lie. Even if it's spoken by a pastor or a bishop or an apostle or a doctor or a lawyer, but a lie is a lie. And my attorney said, Mr. Tema, I believe you. I know that you are innocent. I've gone through the docket. I know that you are innocent. I've cross-examined the witnesses. All of them, they are lying. They are telling lie. You didn't do it. I know. And we will get to the bottom of this. And I prayed to God. And what happened? We decided that since we are not medical experts, myself and my attorney, we need other medical experts to go through the details of these medical findings. Maybe they can explain to us what is going on. And we took the copies of the J88 and the statements, and then we gave those to two different doctors who don't know each other. And another one was Dr. Naidu, and the other one was Dr. Aliwali. And we gave them, and they went through that. Surprisingly, after they've gone through the J88, they called my lawyer, and they said to him, how long have Mr. Tema been in jail? By that time, I was 5 years in jail.
Sure.
First, it was Dr. Aliwali, a senior doctor who is overseeing the whole hospital, who authorizes everything. No doctor can can go through surgery or whatever without his approval. He knows what he's doing.
He's an expert.
He's an expert. So he phoned my attorney and asked, how long have your client been in jail? And then he told me, no, it's 5 years now. Then he said, I feel sorry for that guy because according to what they've written here, they have framed him. It's not true. Upon hearing that, I cried tears. And then he said, I am willing to come to court and testify on his behalf. He didn't do anything.
Sure.
Lucky you consulted me. They would have sentenced him. Because they know, even if you will try to explain to them, you are not a doctor. They are not going to take what you are going to say. And then we asked another doctor, Naidu, because we took that to 2 different doctors. Dr. Aliwali condemned that, threw it out. He said, no, it's a lie. It's a fabrication. I'm a doctor and I know what they have done with the J88. It's a fabrication. And then Dr. Naidu wrote us a letter. He said the same thing that was said by Dr. Aliwali. They don't even know each other.
Yo. Okay.
They don't even know each other. They don't even know each other. But yet they are saying the same thing. The same thing that was said by Dr. Aliwali, it is the same thing that is said by Dr. Naidu. Both of them, they were willing to come to court and say, no, they are not doctors who can do this. What kind of doctors are they? We are doctors, professional doctors. We have degrees in this field. And we have conducted this kind of cases even in our hospitals. There's nothing like this. And Dr. Aliwali came
to court.
And then he went into the witness box. He was asked questions. Oh, thank God. May God bless that man. Now, Dr. Aliwali, let me be explicit. You know, a hymen. So, get explicit today.
Yeah.
You know a hymen?
Hymen.
Yeah.
What is that?
A hymen, it's a thin membrane on the vaginal opening.
Okay.
Yeah. When somebody is still a virgin, you will have that thin membrane on the vaginal opening. So once the person is penetrated, that membrane breaks and it doesn't grow back. It breaks once and it doesn't go back. That is why when you are breaking a virginity, there's blood that comes out. Strange enough, when they were testifying, none of them said there was blood. Now it began to make sense when Dr. Aliwali was actually giving a report concerning the fabrication of the J88. So now, the hymen is that thin membrane. When you are still a virgin, that membrane, once you are forcefully penetrated, that membrane
it breaks.
And it doesn't grow back. But what they have done, you see, I love the fact that while I was losing my mind, crying, going crazy, there was a man who was watching all this. There was another advocate who was watching all this. While I was going crazy, losing my mind, that now I'm done, I'm finished. Country,
the counselor. Yeah. The greater one in battle.
Kanti Mudimu is watching all this.
Hey.
Well, they are conspiring and fabricating all this and making sure they're strengthening their case. God is divinely orchestrating his own moves concerning what they're doing. Now, when Dr. Aliwali came, he said, I am looking at the J88 report. And I'm so surprised. He's telling the court, I'm so surprised that even court itself can use a testimony of a doctor like this concerning this kind of a J88. And then he began to explain that everything that has been written here is absolutely normal. There is nothing wrong with these kids. Number one, hymen, that thin membrane on the vaginal opening, it has got 5 different shapes. Angular shape, crescent shape, so 5 different shapes. So now, if a virgin girl has been penetrated, you cannot see that anymore because it's gone. It's broken, it's gone. Now, when this doctor, Dr. Sondri, when she compiled the medical report, she said that when she was examining, which I don't think she did, she put the hymen there. She said the shape of the hymen is crescent. Then now once the hymen is there, it automatically it says that the hymen was never tampered with.
It means they are still vigilant.
Yes.
If the examination was done.
The hymen was not tampered with. Now, she also mentioned the anal penetration. So with anal penetration, she's asked, how do you know? How can you tell if somebody has been anally penetrated? She said, when you look at the anal opening, the anus has, like when you pout your mouth like this, it has got lines. So you say the anus is like when you are pouting your mouth and then there are lines. So you count those lines. She wasn't really making sense, that doctor. You count those lines and they are supposed to be 20. So if they are less than 20, it means that the lines have been tampered with of the anal opening. So what can tamper with that? Penetration. Another lie. Now, during the cross-examination in chief, none of these kids mentioned anal penetration. None of them.
But the doctor said
But the doctor in the report said that they were anally penetrated. They were vaginally penetrated. But yet their hymen are still intact.
Sure.
And then she contradicted herself again. She said the anus was toned. The word tone means that they were still in their original state. After you said they've been tampered with, after that you said they were toned, meaning that they were still in their original state. Another contradiction. Now she couldn't handle the questions that were coming from my attorney. Because my attorney was asking, how can you say this here, but you say something over here? And then she will use words like, I made a mistake. And then she uses, a doctor. She'll use words like, I estimated.
What?
Yes. She uses words like, how can you see the lines of the anus? How can you see that? She said, no, I'm trained to see. No, but you should be able to explain your training. Because there is no microscope, there is no any machine that you used. You just use your own eyes. She said, yes. How did you see that? No, I was trained. No, how were you trained? No, there's a way that we use. No explanation of the procedure whatsoever.